Live from Baker James Stadium, you're watching Game 4 of the Lynchburg Regional, part of the NCAA tournament, and it's a battle between number 3 and number 11 teams in the country. Birmingham-Southern, number 3 team in the land. They are the home squad, taking on Lynchburg for the second time this season. And these two teams saw each other twice in last year's regional. So a lot to talk about between these two sides. Going to be a fun battle. TJ Winger here with you to take you through Lynchburg versus Birmingham-Southern. Winner will have an opportunity to win the regional tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Meanwhile, the loser will take on Salve Regina later today, right around 45 minutes after the conclusion of this contest. Lynchburg will be at the plate first, and they'll go toe-to-toe with Carter Tyus. Freshman right-handed arm. Second consecutive game this weekend where Birmingham-Southern has rolled out a first-year player. Carter, 3.26 ERA, 3-0 record. Today becomes appearance number 15, start number 6 of his season. Opponents hitting just .214 against Tyus. And we'll show you some more of his numbers in just one moment. And we'll take a dive into some of his most recent appearances. Last time on the bump, it was 3-3 back on the 9th of May against Millsaps. Before that, how about 7 innings toss against Swanee on April 29th? So certainly an arm who can be an opener of sorts, give you the first third of a game, but also someone who can certainly give you some depth. That 7-inning appearance against Swanee, by far and away his longest of any game this year. And we'll give you the Lynchburg lineup card. Leading things off, it's the right fielder Cam Lane. He'll be followed then by freshman sensation Logan Webster. In the 3 spot, playing third, Garrett Jackson. Cleanup man is first baseman Avery Dees, followed by the hero of sorts from yesterday's contest, Riley O'Donovan, back in the 5 spot and again DHing after the 3-run home run yesterday against Salve Regina. Then it's second baseman P.J. Alvanos, followed by his middle infield partner Gavin Collins. Batting 8th and catching is Holden Feeler. Rounding out the lineup card for 5th-year head coach Lucas Jones is Carson Atkins. First pitch of the contest hits on the inside corner, and Cam Lane trails in the count to start. As I noted, these two teams have gotten to see a whole lot of one another. Today becomes the 7th all-time meeting between these two sides. Each team with 3 wins is Lane. Lofts one to left field, ranging back, Will Lantis with a beat on it, makes the grab in front of the warning track, and Lane down for out number 1. Take this opportunity to introduce you to the defensive alignment for the Panthers. The catcher today for Tyus is Jack Fleming. In the infield from left to right has Brian Williams at the hot corner. At short is Alfredo Grenier. At second is Andrew Dutton. And at first is Noah Best. In the outfield from right to left as Cole Steven in right. Cam McNearney is in center. Will Lantis making that play out in left. And the DH is Ian Hancock. The first pitch to Webster misses high.
Does that make sense? Well, kind of. Yeah. Just sit down.
1-0 misses high. Hitters count 2-0 for Logan Webster. He'll be back out in left field. Third collegiate start at that corner outfield spot. Primarily when playing in the field for Lynchburg, he had been out and right. Lots of offensive success all the same. .284 average this year as Webster golfs one out towards left center, working back towards the track. McNearney with a leap makes the grab, and some loud contact ultimately results in the first 2. Lynchburg lineup card being set down at the hand of Carter Tyus. The 6'2" right-handed arm looks to make it a perfect 1-2-3 start to his afternoon. To get the perfect frame, he'll have to go through Garrett Jackson. Jackson went 1 for 4 in the win yesterday against Salve Regina. Hit came in his first time at the plate.
Does that make sense?
First pitch swinging, letter high, fastball popped up first base side in foul territory, and it will just get out of play. So going back to the recent meetings between these two teams, there was a win in the first regional contest between these two sides for Lynchburg. Then it's Birmingham-Southern taking the second meeting on May 30th of last year. 11-2 win for the Panthers, and that's what ended the Lynchburg season. And going back to when these two teams met in the regular season of this year is Game 3 of the year for Lynchburg after picking up wins against then number 15 Trinity and then number 9 Washington of Missouri. And Lynchburg, after a really strong start to the weekend, came out a little flat against the Panthers, fell short 12-3 to Birmingham-Southern. 1-1 up and inside. So Lynchburg has dropped back-to-back meetings against Birmingham-Southern. Chance today to score a big win against the number 3 team in the country and move themselves into the championship game tomorrow morning. And the winner of this contest will have to be beaten twice not to be the regional champs. So these two teams are fighting for a much important spot with how this bracket has shaped out. 3-1 hitters count for Jackson. Looking to extend the top of the first. Tyus slips one past the bat of Jackson. We'll see a full count now. Payoff pitch. Hit on the ground, left side, backhanded at short by Grenier. The throw across the infield, unable to be scooped up by Noah Best. A couple players backing up the play, including second baseman Andrew Dutton, so the damage is limited, but Jackson is aboard at first, and we'll see Avery Neves step to the plate now. And it's going to go down as an error against the Panthers defense. And it'll go against Grenier ultimately. First pitch to Neves. Breaking ball. Hits on the inside corner. It's a called strike one. Neves first in the country in walks. Second in the ODAC in batting average. First in home runs. Third in the country in on-base percentage. The accolades go on and on for Neves for the season he's put together. But here can't catch up to the fastball and trails the count 0-2. By the way, Jackson over at first, 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts. But it's a Lynchburg team with limited usage of the base paths. Not a team that's trying to force the issue or swipe bags as a way of winning baseball games. Close miss for Carter Tyus, but a miss all the same. 1-2 to Neves. Hit hard on the ground, but foul, third base side. Elevated fastball. Neves able to lay off. It's now 2-2. If Neves reaches, it's O'Donovan in the on-deck circle. Two-two. Appeal up the first base line. I beg your pardon. They'll say Neves checked his swing. Ball 3. Now a full count. Tyus has the signs. Payoff pitch. Slapped the other way and out of play. How about this season? Avery Neves hitting .452 with 2 outs in an inning. Some of the numbers he's put together this season you really can't make up. Do it again at 3-2. Off the outside corner, and country's leader in walks draws yet another. Jackson moves up to second. 2 on, 2 down for Riley O'Donovan. For O'Donovan yesterday, 1 for 3, but the one hit. All that people will remember. And it came against maybe the best arm in Division III, Dominique Parachi. And it looked like 0-2 counts. Neves had popped up, the second inning was over, but right before the pitch was delivered, a balk was called. Next pitch, O'Donovan gets a high fastball, drives it over the left field wall. 3-run shot put Lynchburg ahead 4-2. And from that point onward, Lynchburg was not going to relinquish that lead. They brought in Grayson Thurman, and the senior picked up win number 3 of the season and closed things down for the Hornets. Close miss from Tyus, trying to nibble in the outside corner, won't get the call. Slider drops off the outside corner, counts it 2-1. Really nice day for baseball here in the Hill City. A little warm, about 92 degrees. That feels like at 94 with blue skies, partly cloudy. Winds right around 5 miles an hour blowing out towards center field. Tyus gets a called strike 2. Two's across the scoreboard. 2-2 the count with 2 away. Fastball down at the knees, golfed foul by O'Donovan. The Lynchburg Hornets looking to garner some early run support for Jack Batchmore, who we'll see on the mound bottom half this inning. Been really impressive in the last handful of starts he's made for the Hornets. And considering the last 2 meetings, Lynchburg been outscored 23-5. Some early offense would certainly do them well, and O'Donovan nearly able to strike through with a 2-out extra base hit instead. It tails foul up the right field line. Get a look at the Lynchburg dugout. It's a team that's done a really good job all year long manufacturing their own energy. When you have good players, good spirits, a lot of baseball games. The 2-2 high and inside, and a lot of the same could be said about Birmingham-Southern. It's been a fun team to get to watch play this weekend, and how they talk to one another, how they build each other up. You get a lot of the same feel with what Lynchburg has in their culture. 3-2. Runners will be in motion. Payoff pitch. O'Donovan fouls it away. North of 20 pitches thrown in this first inning of work for Carter Tyus. Lynchburg did a good job getting Dom Periachi out of the game as quick as possible, and it could be something similar for the approach today for the Hornets. O'Donovan, solid contact, drives one out to left center field. Jackson rounds third on his way home. The throw cut off, and it's a 2-out RBI single. Riley O'Donovan continues to swing a hot bat, comes up with a timely base knock, and it's Lynchburg who strikes first, and the Hornets lead 1-0. Neves moves all the way up to third on the play as he was in motion on the 3-2 count. O'Donovan works a long battle. Tyus leaves the pitch a little too far out over the plate. And the Lynchburg DH makes him pay. Runners to the corners, 2 away. Out in front of home plate is Fleming to relay first and third sides. And it's P.J. Alvenos stepping to the plate. Alvenos 0 for 3 strikeouts. Did draw a walk yesterday, but still looking for his first sign of solid contact this weekend. She got a glimpse of Coach Lucas Jones up the third base line. Has to be happy with his offense. Getting out in front, providing Batchmore that 1-0 lead. Pitch comes too far inside, and Alvenos hit by a pitch. That'll load the bases. That becomes the 107th hit batter this year for Lynchburg. You see Alvenos on at first, and it'll be an early trip to the mound for the Birmingham-Southern coaching staff. I believe this is Jacob Stockman making the trip to the mound. But an early trip and a visit to check in with Carter Tyus, who we talked about the 7 innings against Swanee. He had 8 strikeouts, both the innings pitched and the strikeout total. Most that he's had in a single game this year, also threw 111 pitches, but for the most part, the rest of the way, it's been somewhere between 2 and 4 innings. He tossed 4 innings at Huntington, 3 1/3 in that final appearance against Millsaps, we noted. 2 innings against Barry, did it again against Millsaps earlier in the season, 3 innings against Wisconsin-Platteville. So it's interesting to see what Birmingham-Southern was intending with Carter Tyus taking the mound as the starter. The Panthers started freshman Joey White in game 1 against Earlham. Back to another first-year player this afternoon with Tyus. Bases loaded. 2 down. First pitch to Collins down the heart of the plate. It's an 0-1 count to start. Collins hit 258 during the regular season. Got out to a slow start. Certainly picked things up down the stretch. 8 doubles, 5 home runs. Breaking ball, misses high, count even.
Kind of. That's just what.
If Collins were to reach, Holden Fiedler, the catcher, is the man on deck. Collins, the 7th hitter this inning. Gets a breaking ball, slaps it into left field. Neve scores with ease. Rounding third, Jackson will try his luck to throw to the plate in plenty of time. Dead to rights is O'Donovan, I beg your pardon, for out number 3, but it's an RBI single for Gavin Collins. Not 1, but 2 runs tacked onto the board to get the offenses going. Lynchburg leads 2-0 as we step aside, come back home half the first, get our first glance at the Panthers offense.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well, but it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Bottom of the first inning, Jack Batchmore has 2 runs of offense to his back. After the Hornets strike first, it was an RBI single from Riley O'Donovan, then another from Gavin Collins to open up today's scoring. Let's give you a glance at the numbers for Jack Batchmore. Junior hailing from Alexandria, Virginia, has been more than serviceable this year for Lynchburg, primarily as a midweek starter, but a little more than 68 innings tossed, the 4-2 record. Today becomes his 9th start of the season, 21st appearance overall. 8.56 strikeouts per 9 innings. And this is the offense that he'll go up against in Birmingham-Southern. Andrew Dutton will lead things off. Then it's another lefty in Cole Steedman, followed by first baseman Noah Best, who had a big 2 RBI double to really spark the Panthers offense yesterday. And the cleanup man today is DH Ian Hancock. Batchmore has the signs. First pitch to his afternoon, misses high. The rest of the lineup card for the Panthers sees center fielder Cam McNearney batting 5th, followed by catcher Jack Fleming. That's the lone change in lineup card from yesterday to today. McNearney and Fleming switching spots in the 5-6 hole. Batchmore with another missed pitch, and it's now 2-0 to Dutton. And then 7-8-9 goes Alfredo Grenier, Brian Williams, and Will Lantis to round out the lineup card for Coach Weisberg. Called strike to the knees. 2 balls and a strike for Dutton. Second baseman went 2 for 4 in the win against Earlham. Also drew a walk, had an RBI as well. Behind on this pitch, and it counts at 2-2. Hey, look at the last 2 starts for Batchmore. How about 7 1/3 in the ODAC tournament last weekend? 4 hits, just 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, no walks against the Roanoke Maroons back on the 14th. And before that, his final start of the regular season, 7 2/3 against Hampton-Sydney. 2 earned runs given up, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Popped up, it's going to stay in the infield. Jackson charges over from third, calls for it, and makes the grab. There's 1 down. And in that game against Hampton-Sydney, it was a no-no into the 7th for Batchmore. So his last 2 starts, arguably the best 2 starts you've seen from any arm this year for any Lynchburg player. 2-0 man in right fielder, Cole Steedman. The next man up. First pitch up above the letters. 2 for 5 showing yesterday for Stedman, including a 2-run home run his last time up. 1-0. Just misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Back-to-back hitters to work themselves into a favorable count against Batchmore, who, by the way, his batter made as Holden Fiedler. The infield from left to right is Garrett Jackson at the hot corner. Gavin Collins at short. PJ Alvanos is at second. At first is Avery Neves. In the outfield from right to left is Cam Lane in right. Carson Atkins in center. Logan Webster starts again and left. And the DH watching it all unfold before him is Riley O'Donovan. And we noted the one change, McNearney up from the 6th spot to bat in the 5 hole and trading places with Jack Fleming. That does bounce out a little bit of the lineup card for Coach Weisberg. 2-1, fouled off, pretty much in the same spot, now 2-2. But against Earlham, for the first 5 in the lineup card, hitting the left side with Best there in the middle, breaking up that trend, and then final 4 in the lineup, all hitting from the right side. Today, by moving Fleming down to the 6th spot, it's not quite that stark of a difference. Left-handed heavy at the top, then almost right-handedly exclusive towards the bottom. Stedman drives one deep to center. Atkins won't be able to make the grab. This will be extra bases. Atkins able to get it quickly into the infield, and it's a 1-out double for Cole Stedman. Twelfth double of the season for Stedman. RBI opportunity now for Noah Best. You see Carson Atkins. It's a sunny day and minimal cloud coverage, so you battle in the sun, but also big park, not necessarily your home confines, despite Bank of James Stadium being maybe a 4-minute drive away from campus. But reacclimating yourself, trying to find the wall. When does the warning track start? All things players on all 4 teams are having to adjust to in a new setting, in a new park they've presumably never played in. Breaking ball clips the inside corner. Noah Best. Multi-hit afternoon yesterday, 2 for 4. Came around to score 3 times as he also drew a walk. Leg kick, tossed to second. Tag down from Alvanos, and venturing too far off the bag was Stedman. Can of corn. 1-4 put out for those keeping track at home. And just like that, the extra base hit goes by the wayside for Birmingham-Southern. 2 down, base pass cleared. 0-1 the count to Best. Back to the curveball. Batchmore leaves it up this time round, and it was a decision to be made by Coach Jones and associate head coach Travis Beasley for Lynchburg. Which starting arm do you want to try out against Birmingham-Southern? Zach Potts, someone who might give you a little bit more velocity, and when he's really on his game like he had been against Eastern Mennonite as well as Bridgewater during the ODAC postseason tournament. The 2-1. Sky high, shallow right field. Backtracking Alvanos from second. He's battling the sun. Didn't come up with a grab. And the elements become a factor once again. That'll likely go down as a hit. Be the second of the inning for Birmingham-Southern, and let the what-if games begin as Best is on, standing at second base. What happens if Stedman isn't picked off? Here it is again. Off the glove of Alvanos, got a hand on it. And ultimately couldn't keep control. And it does go down as a double for Best. Now, granted, on that pop-up, to go back to the hypothetical and what if, Stedman's probably not venturing too far from second base. So if anything, it might just be runners at first and second, 1 out. So might not be a whole lot that's different. Ian Hancock, first time to the plate. Watches the first pitch fastball low and away. 16 home runs this year for Hancock. Came into the tournament top 10 in the country, 8th to be precise in that category. Here, Hancock, loud contact, right field, back towards the wall. Lane has just enough real estate to make the grab for out number 3. Best left on at second, a pair of doubles left squandered by the Panthers. We're through 1, 2-0. Lynchburg out in front of Birmingham-Southern, coming to you on LHSN.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Early 2-0 lead for number 11 Lynchburg over number 3 Birmingham-Southern. Carter Tyus retakes them out. He'll go against the 8-9-1 portion of the lineup for Lynchburg. And the 2 runs given up by Tyus in that first inning, both unearned runs, as the freshman was able to retire the first 2 he faced, and then it was an E6 off the bat of Garrett Jackson that allowed him to reach, and then he was the first of 2 to come around and score. Holden Fiedler will lead things off. After Fiedler, Carson Atkins, then Cam Lane for a second time to the plate. Lynchburg looking to make it runs across in back-to-back innings. Fastball, coats the outside corner. 0-1 count for Fiedler, who hit .263 coming into this contest. 20 strikeouts, 16 walks, has a strong command of the strike zone. Falls behind here, however, 0-2. Chopped foul. Tyus back to the fastball, fought off by Fiedler. Good piece of hitting. He'll live to see yet another 0-2 pitch come his way. The catcher for the Hornets, 0 for 4 yesterday. Did reach on an error, but still looking for his first hit of the weekend. Fleming wants it low. That's where he got it. Fiedler able to chop it away up the third base line. So a rematch of 2 regional contests last year. Lynchburg won game 1, 6-3. That was on the 18th of May. 2 days later, Panthers ended the season of the Hornets 11-2. And we talked about the regular season matchup between these 2 sides, and got to talk to Lucas Jones a little bit after the win yesterday for Lynchburg. And he noted not only is the team from last year different from Birmingham-Southern, but in a lot of ways the team is different from when they saw him in late February. Grounder sent to Williams. Williams makes the throw across the infield, and Fiedler down for out number 1. Carson Atkins, the speedy center fielder, 2 for 3 yesterday, in addition to a walk. Came around to score as well. Here looking to serve as that secondary leadoff man down in the 9 spot. Creates some momentum as the Hornets will flip the lineup card after Atkins. Close miss with the fastball. Tyus fires back, makes the count 1-1. No activity currently in the Panthers bullpen. I'm really intrigued to see how long Carter Tyus stays in this game. And of course, in this weekend tournament format, the more bullpen arms you save, the better off you are setting yourself up for success, specifically if you win this game for 1 more tomorrow, potentially 2 more tomorrow. I can certainly see where Coach Weisberg trying to ride Tyus maybe at least through 5, get more than halfway through this contest. So 1-2, high and away. But at the same time, once an arm starts getting into trouble, I'm sure the bullpen will get hot quickly, and that goes for both sides. If Batchmore runs into trouble for Lynchburg early on, I would be shocked not to see some motion in the bullpen for Coach Jones and the Hornets. 2-2, fought off by Atkins. Do it at 2 balls and 2 strikes once again. Tyus pulls the string on Atkins, who swings through the off-speed pitch. First strikeout today for Carter Tyus, and he completes his first time through the Lynchburg lineup. And he'll see Cam Lane for the second time in as many innings now. Lane 0 for 1 with a fly out towards left field. But taking a look back at the first 9 that Tyus faced, give the E6 coming off the bat of Jackson. Walked to Eves, hit batter against Alvena, so a couple free passes. Ultimately, just 2 hits allowed. It's unfortunate if you're a Birmingham-Southern fan as well as a fan of Carter Tyus that those 2 hits came with runners on ahead of them, right? It's an RBI single from O'Donovan and Collins, and if they're just singles, they don't really hurt you all that much, but it's the error, it's the walk, it's the hit batter that ultimately crowd up the base paths, and 2 of those 3 come around to score. But Tyus way ahead of Lane. Looking to make it a 1-2-3 second. The 0-2. Hitting the air and foul left field side. Lane's second team all ODAC. Coming off a season where entering today, 366 average, 12 extra base hits. Soft contact right side, ranging to his right, Noah Best will toss to first, covering the bag just in time. It's Carter Tyus, 3-1 ground out. Good for out number 3, and it completes a 1-2-3, top of the second. Just the response Carter Tyus was looking for. Through 1.5, we'll step aside, come back, home half the frame. It'll be 5, 6, 7. Step to the plate for Birmingham-Southern.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occur.
Cam McNearney will lead things off. He'll be followed by Jack Fleming and Alfredo Grenier as the Panthers look to reach the scoring column for the first time today. They do so against Jack Batchmore, faced the minimum +1, did surrender a pair of doubles, now one of which coming from Noah Best was one where Alvenos over at second had to battle his son, ultimately could make the grab as it fell in and out of his glove. First pitch to inning number 2 for Batchmore. Misses inside. Cam McNearney, one of the 12 all-conference honorees for Birmingham-Southern. It'll take a moment. But McNearney named to the second team, in addition to freshman Joey White, as well as Jack Fleming, who's in the on-deck circle right now. And in addition to Preston Jenkins as well. One. In on the hands. Flair to second. Alvenos has no trouble this time. Holds on. McNearney down for out number 1. And to continue a conversation we had in the bottom of the first, right before Hancock flew out to right field, there was kind of a decision to be made for Coach Jones, Coach Beasley, and company for Lynchburg. Do you go out with Zach Potts, a guy who for a majority of the season after Brandon Pond got hurt, was your game one starter for your weekend series. Call it your ace, for lack of a better term. That's primarily been Nick Matfield once we got to the ODAC tournament and including this regional this weekend. And then Potts kind of slides into that 2 spot. But here against Birmingham-Southern, do you want to throw out a righty who throws a little harder? And in this type of ballpark and in, just baseball in general, the harder they throw, the further it goes. That's the cliche for a reason. So in a lot of ways, it makes a ton of sense bringing out the crafty lefty who throws low to mid 80s, probably top out around 85, 86 or so. Loves using the breaking ball early in counts and trying to keep this more left-handed than right-handed lineup card for Birmingham-Southern on their toes when they're at the plate. And I think that's the other interesting aspect to rolling out Batchmore, because you have a left-handed bat and Andrew Dutton, Cole Stedman, Ian Hancock, Jack Fleming. So 4 lefties to 5 righties. I beg your pardon, not quite halfway, but nearly. And all 4 of those lefties, top half the lineup card for a reason. Breaking ball, clips the outside corner, and one of those left-handed bats goes down looking. Jack Fleming back in the dugout. Punch out number 1 for Jack Batchmore, and there's 2 away. The next 3 in the order for the Panthers all hit from the right side, so we'll get to see how the righties fare against Batchmore. Alfredo Grenier, his first time up, and he's looking to prolong inning number 2 as Batchmore looks to match the efforts of Carter Tyus and toss a perfect half inning. Fastball left above the chest. Grenier charged with the 2-out E6. Back in the top of the first, and that enabled Lynchburg to bring around those 2 runs. That's all we've seen offensively so far. Still lots of baseball left to be played, of course. Grenier at the plate, though. 1 for 4 yesterday. 2-0. Slicing foul, right field side. Southpaw into the windup. Another miss, high and inside. And going back to the arsenal for Batchmore, we're talking about crafty lefty. It's fastball, curveball, changeup. So pretty straightforward pitch selection that Batchmore can throw at you. Popped up first base side. Neves with just enough room to make the grab right in front of the Lynchburg dugout. The Hornets will welcome Neves back into the dugout, and Lynchburg fired up after back-to-back scoreless innings. Batchmore sets down Birmingham-Southern 1-2-3 to end the second. We're on to inning number 3 between the Panthers and the Hornets in Game 4 of our Lynchburg Regional as a part of the NCAA tournament.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Logan Webster, Garrett Jackson, Avery Neves scheduled to the plate to take on Carter Tyus for a second time. Righty coming off a 1-2-3 second inning of work, pair of groundouts as well as his first strikeout on the afternoon. So it'll be Tyus versus Webster to get us starting in inning number 3. Webster 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. First pitch swinging. Webster chops it foul as the Hornets look for runs of insurance. And it's 2 unearned runs against the line of Carter Tyus. Webster takes one on the outside corner. Now trails 0-2. Webster hitting .286 this year as the leadoff bat. Hits one up the line. Williams, nice play. Backhand, the throw across the diamond just in time. How about Brian Williams? First team all SAA for good reason. He swings it well, and that's what he brings to you in the field. Certainly impressive. Williams retires Webster for the first out. 2-inning number 3. Here it is again. This is a really challenging play to try to judge as a third baseman. Do you want to go get it earlier? No, let's wait. Then you have to set that back foot, deliver a strike, and a lot of times when you're deep in the hole, coaches will tell you short hop it to first. They can make that pick. That's really one where if you leave it short, you're more often than not probably leaving your first baseman out to dry because you'll have to throw it to. You're going to overthrow the underthrow, as difficult that is to phrase. But also with how close it was at first, if you don't get it there in the air, you might not have the needed time to retire Webster. No conversation to have here. Jackson turns on the first pitch and slaps it back up the middle. 1-on-1 down now for Neves. Neves drew a walk, his first plate appearance. .412 average so far this year. 63 RBIs, 15 home runs for the ODAC Conference Player of the Year. Turns on the first pitch and rolls it to short. Grenier to second, the relay to first in time. Completes the 6-4-3 double play. And it's Carter Tyus facing the minimum in the third inning as well, getting some help from his defense. And we are on to the home half of the third inning. It'll be 8-9-1 coming to the plate for the Panthers, looking for their first runs of the afternoon. You're watching a battle between number 3 and number 11 on LHSN.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Is it Earlham?
Is it pronounced Earlham?
It's Earlham, and it's a place for
Amateur farmers,
Athletes,
Artists,
Barefooters,
world changers,
do-gooders.
It's a place for you.
and it'll change your life for good.
Brian Williams, Will Lantis in the top of the lineup card, and Andrew Dutton to the plate. Taking on Jack Batchmore, inning number 3 for the junior. First time he'll take on Williams, then Lantis. And Williams, how about this, .515 average as a leadoff man this season. And the Panthers, still looking for their first run of the day, would certainly welcome an opportunity with the first leadoff man reaching the base paths. Breaking ball, inside corner, and a called strike 1. And Batchmore is certainly a pitcher who's comfortable going to that breaking pitch to start counts. That backwards approach treated him well this season. Batchmore top 3 in the ODAC in both whip as well as ERA. Misses high with the fastball. Falls behind 2-1 to Williams. Going back to my conversation with Coach Lucas Jones after the win yesterday against Salve Regina. Asked him a little bit of a preview what he sees with this Birmingham-Southern team. He noted not necessarily the same team as last year or even from when they saw each other at the beginning of this regular season, but said that offense is loaded. And when you have guys like Brian Williams yesterday hitting the 7 spot, today hitting in the 8 hole, that certainly suggests as much. It's the Panthers team that can swing it all the way through the lineup card. Case and point. Williams once again comes through as the leadoff man. That average will go up. Third hit of the game for Birmingham-Southern. Williams on at first. Now the dangerous Will Lantis coming to the plate. Lantis, third best average on the team at .378, all on top of being 38 for 38 on stolen base attempts. Lantis is somebody who swings for a high average, obviously, puts the ball in play, good things follow suit, and then his speed causes chaos. And Garrett Jackson over at third, playing in front of the bag. Is the bunt in play? We'll have to wait to find out as Matchmore will make a throw over to first. Talk about the stolen base numbers for Atlantis. Brian Williams, no slouch when it comes to speed either. 24 of 26 on stolen base attempts. Birmingham-Southern as a squad, about 134 stolen bases on 146 attempts. I'd say that's pretty remarkable. And it's a Birmingham-Southern team that's first in the SAA in swipe bags, third in the country in the same category. Another throw from Batchmore. You see Neves over at first. He made the grab in foul territory to retire Grenier for the final out in the bottom of the second. But this becomes just Neves' third career start at first as a Hornet. The first came in the final game of the ODAC tournament a weekend ago against Roanoke. The second of 2 losses over a 2-day span for Lynchburg against the Maroons. And then Neves started at first yesterday, made a couple of stellar defensive plays. One in foul territory and one needed every inch of vertical he had at his exposure and snared a line drive in his direction. That came right as Grayson Thurman had entered the contest. Neves makes that catch and Thurman smooth sailing the rest of the way. It's Neves holding that runner on. Williams with a sizable lead. Another throw over. Williams back standing. Well, it's a large lead, but Williams could argue could get more. Two-1 to Lantis. Slapped into the screen. Counted 2-0. And Fiedler behind the plate. Throwing out 17.1% of the runners who tried to take off against. That's 6 runners caught stealing on 29 attempts. 2-2. Down in the dirt. Fiedler applies the tag, but they'll appeal up the first base line and show Lantis did check his swing. It's now 3-2. Full count. Williams not in motion. Lantis lines this one foul, right field side. Just over the Lynchburg bullpen. You see Grayson Thurman, number 24 on your screen now, and company. Making sure they're keeping their heads on a swivel. Line drives can come your way at any moment. Let's do it again at 3-2. Williams, little twitch, little start and stop. Caught the eye of Batchmore. Fiedler sets up in the outside corner. Fastball hits its spot, but Lantis with good contact drives it the other way and into right. Back-to-back singles to start the third for Birmingham-Southern. And as the lineup card turns over, Andrew Dutton's 0 for 1 with a pop out to third, but this is a scary spot to find yourself in if you're Jack Batchmore or a Lynchburg fan. It's a Birmingham-Southern team who, coming into the tournament, about 9.7 runs per game. That's first in the conference, the SAA, and 13th in the country. So this is an offense that once it gets rolling, it is certainly tough to slow down, and we saw that on display yesterday. Birmingham-Southern had just one run through the first 4 innings, but then started to rack up the totals from that point onward. Ultimately, it's a 10-2 win for Birmingham-Southern. So how about 9 runs from innings 5 through 8? That's what Bashmore doesn't want to see happen starting here in the 3rd. Dutton shows bunt. Neves crashes in. It'll be an 0-1 count as Dutton can't get the butt down. Going back to talk about and sing the praises of the Panthers offense. Right fielder and 2-hole man Cole Stidman is on deck. Mentioned after the game in the win yesterday for Birmingham-Southern, the goal for the team, score 10 runs a game. If that's your goal, yeah, I'd say your offense is a pretty darn good one. 0-1. Cut on and missed. Big second strike, and that likely takes the bunt off the table for Dutton and the Panthers. Batchmore looking for out number 1. And a strikeout here would certainly do wonders. That or a ground ball double play. The goal in mind for Batchmore. Comes set. Elevates with a fastball. Dutton able to lay off. It's now 1-2. Williams with plenty of speed at second, hit to the outfield. More than likely puts the Panthers on the board for the first time today. Neither runner being held on. Breaking ball sent to Alvenos at second. 4, 6, 3, double play. Throw goes to third. Back in time is Williams. Massive double play for Lynchburg, the 30th turn this season by the Hornets. That'll take Lantis off the base paths and his speed to spare. Williams, as you saw, moves up to third. But the 4-6-3 double play will require Cole Steedman come through the big base knock to put Birmingham-Southern in the scoring column. That or an unforced error from Lynchburg. Time is called, and it looks like we'll have a conference between the 2 field umpires. Unsure if this has anything to do with the double play we just saw, or potentially something that's still present in a lot of minds of Salve Regina fans as well as Lynchburg fans. It could be a balk. That's being talked about as well. And it looks like they're actually going to send Brian Williams back to second. And now out of the third base dugout comes Coach Weisberg looking for an explanation. Not happy with what he got. Umpires heading back to their respective spots on the field. Williams is back at second base. So now a run not 90 feet away from scoring for Birmingham-Southern. Instead, still a hit to the outfield, gets the job done with 2 away and Williams' speed. But an in-between swing from Stedman won't help. Right fielder trails 0-1 to start. Stedman 1 for 1, had a double, was then picked off. That came back in the first. Williams takes off, breaking ball. The throw to third, not in time. Great pick from Garrett Jackson. That ball gets into left field. Williams is scoring easy. That's the first run of the day for the Panthers, but Jackson able to corral it. And the count was 1-1 as Batchmore left the 12-6 outside. So Williams moves up to third on his own accord this time, and will get stolen base number 25 of his season for his efforts. Now there is a run. 90 feet away from scoring. 1-1. left above the letters.
We don't need times, right?
Back to the big breaking ball. Poor choice in words, but another miss for Batchmore. 3 balls and a strike now. With first base open, I was questioning to wonder how aggressive Batchmore wants to play this spot. Go to the breaking ball, get a called strike 2. Full count. If Stedman were to reach, Noah Best is the man on deck. Fiedler sets up on the inside corner. Fastball. Fouled away. Another 3-2. Another breaking ball, resulting in another pitch fouled off. Stedman has hit .222 this season against left-handed pitchers, contrasted with a .409 average against righties. 3-2 high and inside, and Stedman will draw the walk. First free pass issued by Batchmore today. Runners at the corners with 2 away, and it is Noah Best coming to the plate now. Had a double back in the first inning, but that was on the shallow fly out in center field where second baseman P.J. Alvenos was ranging back. Had it go off his glove as he continued to battle against the sun. Ultimately couldn't hold on. It was ruled a double. So Best is 1 for 1. Best is hitting .358 with runners on at scoring position. Can he drive home Brian Williams? He'll take a 1-0 count lead. Best a junior, hailing from Georgia. Waits on the 1-0. Loud contact, left center field. And kiss it goodbye. Noah Best gives Birmingham-Southern their first lead of the afternoon. 3-run shot. Panthers take a 1-run lead. Birmingham-Southern, one of the top offenses in the country when it comes to long ball. How about home run number 73 of the season for Birmingham-Southern? And for Best in specific, long ball number 12, the RBI total up to 56. And with one swing of the bat, Birmingham-Southern has their first lead of the game. It'll be a trip to the mound for associate head coach Travis Beasley, as the next man up was scheduled to be Ian Hancock. And the point of this meeting, I think, has to do with something you could probably already feel just from watching this game, the momentum shift after that home run. Birmingham-Southern is fired up in the third base dugout. And you don't want to say Lynchburg hanging their heads or anything like that, but the energy certainly zapped. Like we talked about at the top of this inning, it's a Panthers offense that wants to get going. It is near impossible to slow them down. See a couple arms up and throwing in the bullpen, including Adam Dolfelmeyer and the other being Zach Potts. Meeting adjourned on the mound, excuse me. Hancock 0 for 1, flew out to right field his first time up. Batchmore looking to hold the damage at 3 runs this inning. Fastball, golf to second, in and out of the glove of Alvenos. He'll try to recover the throw to first, not in time. Lynchburg was able to avoid any fielding mishaps yesterday. For the Hornets now with their first error of the weekend. Hancock on at first. And Lynchburg last weekend at the ODAC postseason tournament, 7 errors through 3 games, and the Hornets scored 8 runs in that same duration. So fielding is certainly something that's present on the mind of Lynchburg fans as well as head coach Lucas Jones. And a 2-out error, especially if Hancock comes around to score, is going to give head coaches across the country who are watching some gray hairs. It's the last thing you want to see if you're in that position. But Batchmore looking to close down inning number 3. First pitch is in for a strike to Cam McNearney, 0 for 1, popped out to second. Only time we've seen him at the plate. Oh, 1, driven to left center. Atkins to it on a hop. It'll be a long single for McNearney. Moving all the way up to third is Hancock. Opportunity still ajar for Birmingham-Southern. The 2-out rally after the 4-6-3 double play that Andrew Dunn hit into began with a walk to Steedman, then a 3-run home run from Best. Hancock reaches on the E4, and then you just see the single from McNearney. Fleming hits for the second time in as many innings. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking. For the second out last time we saw him, that was last inning. Fiedler relays first and third signs. You see the runner at third, that Hancock is the lead man. On at first is McNearney. First pitch, down in the dirt. Good block from Fiedler versus both runners to hold. Fleming, the 8th man, stepped to plate this inning. 3 runs already across for the Panthers. And Birmingham-Southern knocking on the door for more. Leg kick, throw over. Pump fake from Neves. Run down between first and second. Collins will now come to the plate. Fiedler can't hop. Throws short hop towards the plate. Scoring is Hancock. Make it a 4-run. Bottom of the third. Birmingham-Southern makes it a 2-run lead. McNearney does ultimately advance as well. He now stands at second. Breaking ball hits on the outside corner. That moves the count to 1-1. Fleming was not retired yesterday in the win against Earlham. 2 singles, drew a pair of walks, had an RBI and a run scored as well. Look towards second. Batchmore picked off Stedman back in the first as he occupied that base. Won't have the same luck against McNearney. The 1-1. Drops in for strike 2. Really nice pitch there for Batchmore. He's got a chance for his second strikeout of the day. The only one he's got so far came against Fleming. 1-2, high and inside. And you go back to the walk issued to Stedman. Batchmore fell behind, got it to a full count, ultimately issues the free pass against the Panther right fielder. And how different does this inning look if Stedman's retired in that situation? You don't see Noah Best come to the plate then, and obviously that wipes away the 3-run home run, and then in turn the 4th run that we've seen scored this inning. And we'll see a 3-2 pitch coming to Fleming in a moment. Batchmore trying to nibble in the outside corner after missing inside the pitch prior. If Fleming reaches, Alfredo Grenier is in the on-deck circle. Three-two. Misses high. Batchmore had no walks before this inning. He's got 2 this frame alone. So runners at the corners, 2 down. Alfredo Grenier becomes the 9th man to the plate this inning for Birmingham-Southern. Grenier popped out to first in foul territory last inning. He was the final out of the frame. Looking to write a different story here in the bottom of the 3rd. Another trip to the mound for associate head coach Travis Beasley. And a call to the bullpen has been made. We will step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for Lynchburg. Hornets surrender 4 runs in the home half of the 3rd. Birmingham-Southern playing with a lead for the first time today. 4-2 Panthers out in front of the Hornets.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Well, we questioned through the first 2 innings with Birmingham-Southern at the plate. Who was it going to be for Lynchburg? Jack Batchmore versus Zach Potts, and Batchmore hits the hook after 2 2/3, and Zach Potts takes over for him, so it was not a matter of one or the other. Instead, who comes out first? Batchmore gets the start. Line not finals. He's responsible for the 2 runners on. It was 6 hits allowed, 2 walks, 1 strikeout for Batchmore. He gives way to Zach Potts. First appearance out of the bullpen this season for the junior right-handed pitcher. 8-4 record, 71 1/3 innings tossed, 62 strikeouts to just 20 walks. Potts starts his day dealing a first pitch fastball in for a strike to Alfredo Grenier, 0 for 1 at the plate. More on Potts, strikeouts per 9, just under 8. ERA at 5.55, but he's coming off arguably his 2 best starts of the season. 7 strong against Eastern Mennonite, 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. And then same duration, 1 earned run against Bridgewater. And game 2 of the ODAC postseason. Throw to second. Back with the slide is McNearney. So Potts looking to continue his stretch of high caliber play. Looking for out number 3 in the 3rd and then potentially give Lynchburg some distance. And quiet the Panthers offense that certainly has erupted here. Their 3rd chance at the plate. 0-1 down and inside. Count even 1-all. Grenier before this game got underway, 296 average. started yesterday as well. Up to 14 starts this year, 19 games played. One is outside. Furthermore, Grenier, 12 RBIs. You can add to that total. McNearney, center fielder, you can expect a fair amount of speed. Additionally, 2 outs in the inning. He's running on contact. And if Grenier were to reach, Brian Williams is on deck. He was the man to lead off this inning. Nicked into the glove of Fiedler. Count is 2-2. Back to a point I noted earlier. Cole Steedman set the goal for this offense. This scored 10 runs in a game. It originally was 6, but they had been doing that too frequently, so they had upped the ante and move it to 10. And Birmingham-Southern already narrowing in on that original 6-run goal. And depending on what comes out of a swing of the bat here from Grenier, you could match or surpass it. High chopper up the third base line. It goes foul. Of course, winner of this contest has the chance to be crowned regional champ tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. And the winner of this contest will have to be beaten twice tomorrow, excuse me. Another pitch fouled off by Grenier. Meanwhile, the loser will take on Salve Regina, as both the Seahawks and the loser of this contest will be down to potentially their final 9 innings of the year. Now, winner of that winner-go-home game, the third one we'll see this afternoon, will move on to take on the winner of this contest. 2's across the scoreboard. Slider hit up the middle, past the diving glove of Collins. Around third, McNearney upstanding and touches home plate. Another 2-out base knock for Birmingham-Southern. It's an RBI for Alfredo Grenier to make it 5-2 Panthers. Fleming moves up 2 bases. He's now at third. And the situation stays the same. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Just now for Brian Williams. Singled, came around to score, also stole third, all of which came this inning. And no matter how you see the turn batted around, you can say the Panthers have done it. 10th hitter this inning. For the first time, Williams has seen Potts. Fastball, outside corner, called strike 1. Williams named first team All-SAA. In addition to Andrew Dutton, Noah Best, Will Lantis, Cole Steadman, and Ian Hancock. Williams underneath this one. Golfs it to center. Ranging in, Carson Atkins will make the grab for out number 3, but as 10 come to the plate, 5 come across. And for the first time today, Birmingham-Southern has a lead. 5-2 your score as we step aside, come back, top of the 4th, and await for Lynchburg's response. On to inning number 4 between Lynchburg Hornets and Birmingham-Southern Panthers. Number 11 versus number 3 teams in the country. 5-run, bottom of the third moves Birmingham-Southern out in front. And the Panthers looking to make it 3 consecutive wins against Lynchburg. It was a win last year to end Lynchburg's season in the regional. A win in game 3 of the season. And then potentially, if the Panthers can hold on through the next 5 innings of play, make it 6 innings of play, it will be 3 consecutive wins for Birmingham-Southern against Lynchburg. Riley O'Donovan will lead things off. He had a 2-out RBI single his first time up. After O'Donovan is P.J. Alvanos, then Gavin Collins. Carter Tyus, first pitch fastball, rock to left, back to the wall, Will Lantis. Able to cover the necessary ground and makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. One pitch, all that's needed to retire O'Donovan. Now Alvanos was hit by a pitch first time we saw him at the plate. Tyus misses down and inside. That was pitch number 57 of the day for Carter Tyus. Through 3 1/3, it's 1 strikeout, 1 walk. 3 hits surrendered. His defense has also had an error. But all things considered, especially after that first inning, and the 2 earned runs surrendered by Tyus, freshman has looked the part. And you look at what Coach Weisberg's been able to get out of a freshman yesterday in Joey White, who gave up 4 walks to the first 3 innings, but innings 4 through 6, he was lights out. Then again today, Carter Tyus. A little rocky start, but those runs are unearned. If Grania makes that play at short, you could be looking at a different contest. It could be 5-0 for that point. So to see these freshmen come on and step into a big role and not really look like freshmen, that bodes well for Birmingham-Southern. And Coach Weisberg noted after the win, it's a tough proposition to put first-year players in a role where they're seeing substantial playing time because you know they'll make mistakes and there are things to be learned. But at the same time, the more you let them play, the more they learn, especially in this type of setting. That type of experience is priceless. So it's a little bit of a give and a get as Alvanos draws the walk and is on at first with 1 away, and Collins stepping to the plate. But both teams, for that matter, Logan Webster for Lynchburg, Carter Tyus for Birmingham-Southern, and plenty other names we can throw out as examples. But in these types of games where the room for error is razor thin, it can be scary trotting out a underclassman or a freshman for that matter. But what it does for them, installing that competitive spirit and showing them what the program can do, is about, wants to accomplish, however you want to look at it. It's all there, and a lot of times young players playing in games like this make them better baseball players. Gavin Collins 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Takes this pitch in for a called strike, moves the count to 1-1. Alvanos over at first. 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts against the Lynchburg team that doesn't really rely on swiping bags. They got 53 steals this year. That's middle to top half of the ODAC. And again, not necessarily how Lynchburg wins games. And going back to another conversation I had with one of these two teams as head coach, it was Lucas Jones after the win yesterday for Lynchburg. He said something that was really interesting to me. He said, we're not necessarily a great hitting team. We have great hitters. We have plenty of guys who really good at putting the ball in play, including number 30 there, Avery Neves, one of the best in the country at doing just that. We're a really good offense. And you look at this Lynchburg team, top 3 in the country in walks drawn, top 5 in hit batters, first in their conference in on-base percentage. Sometimes offense isn't about hitting the ball. Sure, singles, doubles, triples, home runs, all that is great. And Birmingham-Southern's top 10 in, batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage. That's a really good team and a really good offense, and they really swing it well. Lynchburg has engineered runs in a variety of different ways. Sometimes they've gotten scrappy. And, take yesterday's win. Talvey Regina out-hit Lynchburg yesterday by just 1, but they out-hit the Hornets. But Lynchburg was able to have a couple of guys hit by a pitch. They drew more walks, engineered base runners, and then took advantage of those chances. Collins, high fly ball foul, and it goes in the Lynchburg bullpen. It's now 3-2 to the Hornets shortstop. It's a long tangent aside. It's interesting when you compare these two teams. Birmingham-Southern is kind of that traditional big power thumping offense that once they get rolling, good luck slowing down that boulder. Lynchburg, it's almost more like a science. And it's about engineering runs as opposed to swinging bat, watch ball go far, and then scoring runs by that virtue. Do it again at 3-2. Tyus goes to the fastball. Good pitch location, but Collins able to fight it away. See another 3-2 pitch in the battle between Gavin Collins and Carter Tyus. Tyus pitch away from potentially garnering his second strikeout of the afternoon, as well as out number 2 to the top of the fourth. Now Collins and Lynchburg looking to respond to the 5-run home half the third, put together by Birmingham-Southern. 3-2, down and outside. Back-to-back walks now for Lynchburg. Case in point. The Hornets manufacture 2 base runners. Can Holden Fiedler and company come through? Fiedler's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third as the leadoff man back in the second. All in all, third walk issued by Tyus. And he also hit a batter. That was P.J. Alvenos back in the first. So you can think of that as 4 free passes given up by Tyus. Really, you look at the numbers for Tyus, he hasn't necessarily had all that many issues, specifically when it comes to hitting batters. Only 4 this season, but the strikeout to walk ratio leaves a little bit to be desired. 25 strikeouts to 21 walks coming into this contest. And against an offense like Lynchburg's, it's 21 walks and sometimes fleeting command of the zone is something that certainly can come in play. Fiedler lines one to short. Grenier then tosses it to second. Your L6-4 double play gets Birmingham-Southern through the inning unscathed and puts a big 0 next to the Lynchburg line as the Hornets will have to wait till the 5th to put together a response. 5-2 your score as we step aside, come back. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Panthers will send 9-1-2 to the box.
Look what you're missing.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach.
Time for the first full inning of work for Zach Potts. He'll see Will Lantis lead things off. Then he'll take on the top of the lineup card, Andrew Dutton, as well as Cole Stedman. This half inning, bottom of the 4th. Panthers looking to make it runs in back-to-back innings after plating 5 in the 3rd. 5-2 score. Number 3 team in the country leads number 11 Lynchburg. Lantis 1 for 1, the single last inning. Was then taken off the base paths from Andrew Dutton's 4-6-3 double play, but that was really just the start of the inning for Birmingham-Southern. And on that double play, they even moved Brian Williams back to second. He then steals third. You have a walk to Stedman, 3-run home run from Noah Best, error that puts Ian Hancock on at first. A single from Cam McNerney, walk to Fleming, RBI single from Alfredo Grenier before Brian Williams flies out and marks to close the inning after 5 runs come around. 2-0 count for Lantis. Talks about 36 for 36 on stolen base attempts. Scary guy to have on at first. High roller back up the middle. Collins ranging to his left. Makes the throw to first, and Lantis down for out number 1. Strong start to the inning for Potts. Doesn't get easier against Dutton, as well as Stedman on deck, and if any reach, we'll see Best thereafter. But first full inning of action for Potts. He came on, and the first guy he faced was Alfredo Grenier, who picked up an RBI single. Then Williams flies out to center. Lantis, you just saw, grounds out 6-3. And Potts looking to carry that momentum forward. Another grounder up the middle. Collins won't reach this one. Dutton singles to center on the first pitch he gets, and he's now 1 for 3. Cole Stedman back to the plate, 1 for 1, also drawn a walk. Went 2 for 5 yesterday against Earlham. All in all, 3 multi-hit showings over his last 4 games played, including 5 for 5 in game 1 against Millsaps back on the 8th of this month. Potts misses outside with the fastball. Now the junior attacks the inside corner, gets the call. Count even at 1-1. Dutton over at first, 5 for 8 on stolen base attempts this season. So far this afternoon, the Panthers 1 for 1 on the base paths. And that stolen bag from Brian Williams, the 135th this season for Birmingham-Southern. Potts misses high. Count swells to 3-1. Slapped back up the middle and into center field. Atkins forced to range far to his left. Moving all the way to third is Dutton. Back-to-back singles from the top of the lineup card for Birmingham-Southern. 2 on with just 1 down. And Noah Best, the next man up. 2 for 2. Doubled in the first. 3-run home run then in the third. Best named to the first team all SAA. 354 average before today's contest. And with 2 hits today, now 3 consecutive multi-hit performances and a 4-game hit streak all told. Fiedler sets up outside. Locks one up in the dirt. 1-0 count to start for Best. Already 1 double play turned today by the Lynchburg defense. The Hornets looking for a second. Fastball up above the letters. Hitters count 2-0. And because Lynchburg are looking for that double play, don't be surprised if Cole Stedman takes off. He's 14 of 16 on stolen base attempts this season. 2-0. Lined the other way and into right field. 3 straight hits. Best. Plate's Dutton. It's now 6-2 Birmingham-Southern. And the activity continues in the Lynchburg bullpen with Ian Hancock back to the plate. Second time in as many innings and 3rd time overall. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and came around to score last inning. Potts starting to attack inside. The fastball sent back to the padding. Hancock hitting .372 before today's game. OPS at 1219. 29 extra base hits and 58 RBIs as well. Another fastball fouled away by Hancock. Pitcher's count now 0-2. And as much as Potts and the Lynchburg Hornets were looking for a double play, a strikeout would present a big second out to the inning. 0-2. Elevated fastball. Hancock able to lay off. Count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another pitch fouled away by Hancock. Potts is yet to completely miss the bat of the Birmingham-Southern DH. One, two, nicked into the glove of Fiedler, and Potts continues to not be able to completely evade the bat of Hancock, but with Fiedler holding on, Hancock goes down as strikeout number 1 for Zach Potts, second on the day for the Lynchburg pitching staff, and for a team averaging north of 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. 2 to this point in the contest is a little surprising. 2 on, 2 away. Cam McNearney, 1 for 2, the hit came in his last time up. Stedman has good speed over on second, hit the outfield, likely scores them. Pitch misses just above the letters. Count grows to 2-0 for McNearney. The hit this afternoon. First time that McNearney's had a hit in a game after going 0 for 3 in game 2 against Millsaps, then 0 for 3 yesterday against Earlham. High pop-up, shallow center. Collins underneath it and holds on for out number 3. 2 runners left on, but another run comes across for Birmingham-Southern. It's an RBI single from Noah Best, making it 6-2 as we step aside and come back. Top of the 5th inning, Lynchburg will have Carson Atkins lead things off. Then it's the top of the lineup for the Hornets.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go in a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Welcome back to Bank of James Stadium. You see men's lacrosse head coach Steve Kudelka making a friend as well here at the ballpark. Beautiful day here in the Hill City, right around 90 degrees. It's definitely hot outside, but other than that, blue skies, partly cloudy, minimal breeze. Too much wind, it could be a little annoying here, but really a nice day at the ballpark, and Coach Kudelka and plenty of others taking it in. Currently a 6-2 ball game, Birmingham-Southern. Another run of insurance around in the home half of the fourth inning. 6 runs poured on the board through the last 2 chances at the plate for the Panthers. And plenty of runs poured to the back of Carter Tyus, who takes on Carson Atkins to get us underway in the 5th. First pitch, high and inside. That'll brush Atkins off the plate. Hornet center fielder, 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. But Atkins goes 2 for 3 yesterday, also drew a walk. Another miss from Tyus, up and inside. Scoreboard reads 2 runs on 3 hits and an error for Lynchburg. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Panthers. After a couple zeros put up next to the Birmingham-Southern line. These last 2 innings at the plate. And it's been tough to slow down that Panthers offense. So Lynchburg will be forced to fight fire with fire. Atkins hitting .255 this season. Watches the 2-0 miss away. See if he has the green light. 3 balls, no strikes. Atkins looks to make it hits in 4 of his last 5. Tyus finds the zone and makes it 3-1. Heater, high and away. 5-pitch walk puts Atkins on at first. 4th walk issued by Tyus, plus a hit battered. 5th free pass in total. And the pitch count now at 76 for Tyus. He threw 111 on his second to most recent appearance coming against Swanee, but this looks to be the end of the day for Carter Tyus. The call's been made to the bullpen. We'll step aside and come back, tell you about the new arm for Birmingham-Southern. Panthers lead the Hornets 6-2. You're watching this contest coming to you on LHSN.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray. Yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is gonna fall. There she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
Second team All SAA honoree Preston Jenkins answers the call from the bullpen. 3.16 ERA, 4-0 record. Today becomes the 17th appearance this season for Jenkins and the 16th out of the pen. 25 2/3 innings tossed this season, giving up 22 hits. Opponents hitting .237 against, 19 strikeouts to 15 walks. And we talked about it a little bit for Carter Tyus, whose line is not final due to Carson Atkins being on over at first. We'll touch on that in just a moment. But for Carter Tyus, the conversation was that strikeout to walk ratio, and ultimately gave up 4 walks to just 1 strikeout during his 4+ innings of work. But it ultimately didn't come back to hurt all that much. And as it stands right now, 2 runs surrendered by Tyus, both unearned. First man that Jenkins will face is Cam Lane. And the fastball misses high and outside. Lane still looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2. Fly out to left and a ground out to first. Pitch misses in the same spot. Count now at 2 balls, no strikes. You get a look at the Birmingham-Southern dugout. And there in the middle, now up on his feet, is Joey White. He was the freshman who got the start yesterday for Birmingham-Southern and picked up the win through his 6+ innings tossed. Sizable lead for Atkins. Won't take off as the 2-0 hits on the outside corner for Jenkins. Last time that Jenkins took them out was back on April 28th, inning in a third against Swanee. Threw 31 pitches in that stint. Before that, it was a 9-pitch single inning of work against Piedmont. 3 days prior, 2 1/3 tossed against Barry. Close miss. The count now to 3-1. And in the second relief stint this year for Preston, he went 3 innings against Trinity. That is the season long this year for Preston Jenkins, with his shortest outing being a single inning. So, could be a potential swing arm. Could see him through, obviously, the rest of the 5th, potentially through the 6th, and maybe even into the 7th. As Lane laid on the heater, sends it to the screen. It's now 3-2. Atkins over at first, 9 of 13 on stolen base attempts this year. The 9, though, 3rd most of any player for Lynchburg. Payoff pitch. Lofted to left. Ranging in, laying out, Will Lantis. A phenomenal grab for out number 1. It felt like there was no way Lantis was going to get to that. But swooping into the picture, Will Lantis retires Lane. Every good pitcher needs some help from his defense, and Birmingham-Southern has certainly got a good one to the back of Preston Jenkins. And if Jenkins is able to get through the 5th, he would be the man in line for the win. Webster the next man up. Throw over to first, scooped up by Best. Back with a slide is Atkins. Again, the line not fine enough for Tyus. 4+ innings, 3 hits allowed, 4 walks, 1 hit batter, and 1 strikeout. Breaking ball. Clips the inside corner. 0-1 count for Webster. 0 for 2 so far with a fly and a ground out. And Webster still looking for his first hit of the weekend. 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk. Webster behind on this pitch, now down 0-2. Webster coming off a frustrating ODAC tournament, went 1 for 12. Those 3 games also laid down a sacrifice bunt over the course of last weekend. So including yesterday and then now today, 1 for his last 18 at the plate. And yet, average still, it's at 284. Speaks to where it once was. If you want to go back towards the end of the regular season, Webster pretty much been at around 300 average all year long. So 1-2 comes his way. Slider hits on the outside corner. Webster upset, but he goes down looking. First strike of the day for Preston Jenkins, and it's up the backwards K for righty. And Webster down for out number 2. Looking to extend the top of the 5th is Garrett Jackson. Reached on an error in the first, came around to score, then singled in the 3rd. First pitch that Jackson gets misses above the letters. Not a large lead for Atkins at first. Still gets the throw over to get away from Best. Off the wall it goes. Upstanding at second is Atkins. E1 puts a runner on at scoring position for Lynchburg. So now an RBI opportunity for the senior hailing from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Trying to reinvigorate the Lynchburg offense and the Hornets as a whole. Another pitch out of the zone. Count at 2-0. For Jackson, 41 RBIs, a .295 average coming into this contest. And is the program record holder for at-bats, so certainly as senior thing or two. Earn his time playing at Lynchburg. He's played just about everywhere inside the infield except for short. Near an in-between swing, fouled off. Bad bit of luck working against Jackson there. So 2-1. This probably goes without saying. Atkins on a hit to the outfield is almost certainly scoring on the play. Pitcher's pitch moves the count to 2-2. You could not have asked for a better location of that slider from Preston Jenkins. If Jackson makes contact, he's either out in front of it and pulls it to the left side of the infield. It's an easy ground ball out, or it's a weak flare to the right side, and more than likely Andrew Dutton at second or Noah Best at first is able to make a play. 2's across the scoreboard. Another breaking ball. Jackson makes contact. Lives to see another pitch. Strong crowd in attendance. Lynchburg, this is a neutral site game, but obviously Bank of James Stadium, maybe 5 minutes away from the campus of the University of Lynchburg, so pseudo sea of red. Looking to cheer on the Hornets, and it'll come back in the second half of this game. Time called behind the plate. And against a team like Birmingham-Southern, who scored 6 runs over the last 2 chances at the plate, the offense is going to have to be consistent. Lynchburg scores 200 runs in the first, nothing but zeros thereafter. RBI opportunity for Jackson. The 2-2 downstairs. Good block coming from Jack Fleming. That'll force Atkins to hold. But we'll see a payoff pitch. If Jackson reaches, Avery Neves is on deck. Three-two. Lofted to right. Couple steps back. Steedman will make the grab for out number 3. Leadoff walked and an E1 moves Atkins up to second, but the next 3 in the Lynchburg lineup card go down by the hand of Preston Jenkins. 6-2, the score remains. We're halfway through. Birmingham-Southern out in front of Lynchburg. This game coming to you on LHSN.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Birmingham-Southern has pushed runs across in each of the last 2 innings at the plate for 6 runs in total. And it'll be 6, 7, 8 coming to the plate to face Zach Potts. It's Jack Fleming leading things off. The catcher, 0 for 1, has also drawn a walk. Second full inning of work for Zach Potts. First frame saw the junior surrender an earned run. Also gave up 3 consecutive hits from Andrew Dutton, Cole Steedman, and Noah Best. Looking for a smoother second frame of action. Deep drive, center field, one hop, and it's at the wall. Extra bases for Jack Fleming, who's upstanding at second base. Leadoff double gives Fleming his first hit of the day, and the Panthers offense stays high. Alfredo Grenier, 1 for 2, an RBI single. His last at bat. Chance to add one more ribby to his afternoon line. That becomes the 5th hit surrendered by Zach Potts through now an inning and a third plus. Potts misses eye to Grenier. And Zach Potts was the guy who started in the regular season clash between these two sides. 4 1/3, 6 earned runs surrendered by Potts, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks, and he got charged with a loss. We just saw Fleming pick up leadoff double. Fleming open up the scoring bottom of the first in that regular season bout. 2 RBI double to right center. So Fleming has certainly seen the ball well when it comes to facing Zach Potts. You see Coach Weisberg up the third base line. Has to be happy with what he's seen from his offense from the 3rd inning onward. Fans growing antsy, ready to see some baseball. A couple times time being called. Potts comes set. Grenier shows bunt. Able to get it down, first base side. Potts picks it up. Covering the bag is Alvenos. Your not so routine 1-4 put out. The sac bunt does its job, however. Fleming moves up to third and is now 90 feet away from scoring. Brian Williams, 1 for 2. Singled, came around to score in his first at bat in the 3rd. And then when he flew out to center field, that was for the final out in the frame. Infield playing in for Lynchburg. Hornets down by 4. Looking to keep the deficit at that same mark, and we'll need the offense to wake up. Innings 6 through 9. Trying to avoid having to play Salve Regina for a second time in as many days. First pitch to Williams off the inside corner. Breaking ball, just misses the zone. Count swells to 2-0. Williams uncorks one deep left center field, and it ricochets off the wall. Atkins loses his footing. Williams on his horse and upstanding at third. Back-to-back days with a triple for Brian Williams. This one brings home Jack Fleming and making runs across in 3 consecutive chances. Now a 7-2 Birmingham-Southern lead. Williams felt like he knew the breaking pitch was coming. Kept his hands back and nearly got every millimeter of that baseball. Almost had to leave the yard. Instead, It's a triple. He's 90 feet away from scoring as well. And I echo the thoughts of Coach Lucas Jones, who said yesterday, Brian Williams is your 7. Today he's the 8-hole guy as Lantis lines out to second. There's now 2 away. But to finish that point, if Williams, who came into this contest hitting .333, is hitting in the 8th spot of your lineup card, your offense is just outright stacked. And then to that point, the 8-hole guy has gone 2 for 3, including an RBI triple. And Williams, in just about any other offense, at least in the top half of the lineup. So, ton of credit to Coach Weisberg. His recruiting efforts have certainly paid dividends. 1 through 9, the Panthers can swing it. Shoot, you could even go as far as to say there's guys not in the lineup card who could swing it at a high level. I digress. 0-1 count for Dutton. Takes the next pitch outside the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike with Williams still over at third after Lantis lined out to second. Lantis made an unbelievable defensive play in the top half of this inning. And then despite making some solid contact, set down on the first pitch he sees. Dutton fouls this one to the screen behind home plate. Trails in the count 1-2. Potts with a chance for his second strikeout. He can hold the damage at 1 run this inning. Fastball. High and inside. Just 2 strikeouts so far this afternoon for Lynchburg. The Hornets as a team had 414 coming into this contest. And yes, that was good for an ODAC best. Somehow staying fair up the right field line. It'll be extra bases for Dutton. Williams easily scores. RBI double with 2 down. Andrew Dutton makes it 8-2 Panthers. Two miraculous elements to that play. How it stayed fair up the right field line, especially landing right in front of the bag. It always feels like it's going to take a hop towards foul territory as Lynchburg's going to make a pitching change. But also how Dutton got the bat head around on that pitch on the inside corner baffles me all the same. Lynchburg's going to make a call to the pen. We'll step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for the Hornets. 2 more runs across for the Panthers. It's now an 8-2 Birmingham-Southern lead.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Third arm to be used today by Lynchburg, and it's the second left-handed pitcher. Adam Doffelmeyer has appearance number 16 of the season now. He holds a 1-0 record through 18 1/3 innings thrown this year. 7.36 strikeouts per 9 innings and a 5.89 ERA. He'll start this afternoon looking for the final out to the 5th inning, and he'll take on Cole Stedman. Begin his afternoon. Breaking ball outside corner and a called strike one. Stedman yet to be retired this afternoon. Doubled in the first, drew a walk in the third, singled in the fourth. And he's got a runner on in scoring position in the form of Andrew Dutton coming off his RBI double. That play to Brian Williams to make an 8-2 Birmingham-Southern lead. Same pitch, just off the outside corner. That RBI for Dutton, 46th of the season. It's a high-octane Birmingham-Southern offense averaging nearly 10 runs per game. In the top 13 in the country in that department. Doffmeyer tries to come inside. Misses off the corner. 2-1 now. Fiedler sets up on the outside corner. Breaking ball sent to the screen. Count even at 2-all. Last appearance for Doffmeyer was 2/3 of an inning and 3 earned runs on May 13th against Roanoke. Before that, scoreless 2/3 of an inning worth of work against Bridgewater on April 30th. Before that, 3 innings on April 27th at Pfeiffer. No earned runs given up, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Doffmeyer, kind of like what we talked about with Preston Jenkins, somebody who could be a swingman or give you some length in the middle innings. And here Doffmeyer starts his afternoon with a backwards K, and Steedman retired for the first time this afternoon. Just the 3rd strikeout for the Hornets pitching staff. And ends the inning after 2 runs come across for the Panthers. 8-2 your score as we step aside and come back. Top of the 6th inning. Avery Deves, Riley O'Donovan, and PJ Alvanos coming to the plate for Lynchburg.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the
Top of the 6th inning. It's now an 8-2 Panthers lead over the Lynchburg Hornets. Watching this clash on LHS 7, it's TJ Wingert here with you. Avery Deves swings to the first pitch he gets from Preston Jenkins. Call it his first full inning of work as he came on in the 5th. Inherited Carson Atkins on at first after a walk was issued by Carter Tyus. After the move was made, though, Jenkins sets down the next 3 he faces. Lane fly it out to left. Backwards K against Logan Webster, and then Garrett Jackson flew out to right field to bring a close to the top half of inning number 5. Working exclusively from the stretch, Jenkins to the plate with a 1-1. Leaves it outside. 2-1 now for Neves. In search of his first hit on the afternoon. 0 for 1. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play on the first pitch he saw back in the 3rd. Drew a walk, came around to score back in the 1st. And Lynchburg, 4 consecutive empty chances at the plate. Scored those 2 unearned runs in inning number 1, but been searching ever since. Advantageous count, though, for Neves. He'll be followed up by O'Donovan, then Alvanos. Fastball makes it a full count. Couple of all-conference honorees going toe-to-toe. Jenkins named the SAA second team. Neves first team in Conference Player of the Year. 3-2 elevated, and Neves can't help but chase and goes down on strikes. Punch out number 2 for Jenkins, and out number 1 to inning number 6. O'Donovan's gone 1 for 2 at an RBI single back in the first inning. Some loud contact his last time up, but he flew out as leadoff man in the 4th. Here, O'Donovan watches the first pitch he gets, up and out of the zone. By the way, the line is now final for Carter Tyus, and it's just the 2 runs, none of which are earned through the 4+ innings thrown by the freshman. Hitters count at 2-0. Breaking ball drops in for strike 1. Fastball powered past O'Donovan. Makes the count 2-2. Jenkins looking to make it back-to-back strikeouts. Fleming sets up on the inside corner. Breaking ball. Popped up, it'll stay in the infield. Called for at short. The catch is made by Grenier for out number 2. 5 in a row retired now by Jenkins, looking to make it a perfect 6th inning. To get the 1-2-3 frame, he'll have to go through Alvanos, who's been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. If there was one word to describe Alvanos at the plate, it's pesky. And his stat line today would certainly back that up. Jenkins trying to get one underneath the hands of Alvanos, instead misses down in the dirt. Now Alvanos, like many players for Lynchburg, but he feels like he encapsulates it the most, stands right over the inside corner. You'll see it on your screen, all the way as close up to the box as he can possibly get. Fouls off the fastball. Even count, 1-1. And because of that approach, Alvanos has been hit by his fair share of pitches. He, Lane, Neves feel like the guys where you notice it the most. But also a ton of credit. Alvanos has great hand speed, great bat speed. Doesn't get beat on the inside corner. Here, the senior second baseman, ahead 2-1. Jenkins goes back to the heater. Alvanos swings through it. 2's across the scoreboard now. Two. Popped up, and the battle will continue. If Alvanos were to reach, Gavin Collins is in the on-deck circle for Lynchburg, and the Hornets just looking to recapture any semblance of momentum after its 8-0 run put together by the Panthers. Their last 3 chances at the plate. 2-2 left outside. Full count now. And it's kind of a 2-part process. You want to halt Birmingham-Southern's momentum, create some for your own, and really can't do one without. You can't really create your own momentum before you halt what Birmingham-Southern's been able to mount through the middle portions of this contest, and really by getting a runner on. 3-2. Hit hard out towards right field, working back towards the wall. Steedman has just enough real estate and will make the catch on the warning track for out number 3. Lynchburg still looking for their first Hit sent all the way back in the third. 1, 2, 3. Lynchburg down in order at the hand of Preston Jenkins. Will step aside, come back. Bottom of the 6th, 8-2. Birmingham-Southern leads Lynchburg.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Is it Earlham?
Is it pronounced Earlham?
It's Earlham, and it's a place for
amateur farmers,
Athletes,
artists,
barefooters,
world changers,
do-gooders.
It's a place for you.
and it'll change your life for good.
Three, 4, 5 coming to the plate for Birmingham-Southern. That's Noah Best, Ian Hancock, and Cam McNearty. They'll take on Adam Donfelmeyer, looking to get through his first full inning of work. He came on and got the final out to the 5th inning with a backwards K against Cole Steedman to bring a close to that half inning. And after the 5th consecutive scoreless frame put together by the pitching staff of the Panthers, Birmingham-Southern right back to the plate. Noah Best, 3 for 3, a triple short of the cycle. First time he's seen Donfelmeyer. Like the first pitch he saw, puts it into center field, and Best 4 for 4 now. And that's 4 for 4 for Best against 3 different pitchers. Talk about seeing the baseball well. Left on left, Ian Hancock, 0 for 3 today. Swings through the first pitch and trails 0-1. And again, continuing the conversation we had in the top half of this inning with Lynchburg, just trying to gain some momentum. Talking about that during Alvanos' at-bat, and he ultimately flies out to right field. Another way you can try to spark up some momentum, about a 0 on the board. 3 consecutive innings where Birmingham-Southern scored at least 1. It was 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. But a 0 next the Panthers line, that's a place to start. And there's no 6-run play in the game of baseball. It comes one play at a time, one hitter at a time, both defensively and offensively. And we just saw in Game 1 today, a team put together a comeback in the last third of a game. It was Salve Regina seemingly down and out for the count against Earlham, and then give a ton of credit to the Seahawks after a, call it a controversial, for lack of a better phrase, play over at second. Stolen base, was he safe, was he out? As Best takes off here, the 1-2's outside, the throw to second, not going to be in time. There's not really much of a decision or a conversation to be had here. Best, second stolen base of the game for Birmingham-Southern, 136th on the season as a team. And furthermore, for Best, his 28th stolen base on the 31st attempt. But to finish my point, Salve Regina pulled off an improbable comeback. Nothing saying Lynchburg can't do something similar. But Best on with good speed at second. 2-2 count. Sitting down Hancock would certainly be a strong start for Donfelmeyer. Hit the other way, and just goes foul up the third base line. Really nice piece of hitting there from Hancock, and that's as defensive a swing as it'll get. Good things happen when you put the ball in play, and look at Birmingham-Southern, 342 batting average, 442 on base percentage, and 544 slugging percentage. That's top 10 in the country in all 3 categories. Another 2-2, high and inside. Not only has the offense been explosive, it's been consistent. Again, going back to our conversation with Cole Stedman yesterday, that the goal of 6 runs per game became too frequent. Too often it was accomplished. Payoff pitch misses inside. Lynchburg fans will voice their displeasure as Dolphinmeyer issues his first walk of the day. 2 on. Still no outs with Cam McNearney, the next man up. McNearney's gone 1 for 3. Single came around to score in the third. Here he shows bunts. Gets it down up the third base line. Jackson will wait patiently and have it go foul. See our home plate umpire having to hustle up the line. Bumped into Dolphinmeyer. Players aren't the only ones out there going hard after each and every pitch. I'll tell you one thing. Mid-90-degree weather, I do not feel envious of any home plate umpire in these types of conditions. So give a ton of credit. Hustling up the third base line. Coaches would be happy with their players. Umpires are working just as hard. McNearney looks to want to keep the bunt play alive. Dolphinmeyer will take a glance to second. Keep Best honest. Neither one of these teams use the sack bunt or small ball all that often. They both have a ton of run production, so both towards the top of the ranks. Lynchburg first in the ODAC and sacrifice flies with 28. Birmingham-Southern is 20, but sack bunts more seldomly seen. Popped up, and once again goes foul off the bat of McNearney. Now 2 strikes, that likely takes the bunt off the table, but I think the idea for small ball here is you have 2 on, no outs, 3 consecutive innings with a run across. Let's keep that momentum. And even if it's just 1 run this inning, let's just be a constant presence, putting runs on the board. And continue to add more and more work to the plate of Lynchburg. But McNearney will have to work if he wants hit number 2. Showing bunt and gets it down. Gutsy to go that play with 2 strikes. Dolphinmeyer fires to first. Alvanos covering the bag. Second sacrifice bunt laid down this afternoon by Birmingham-Southern. Best up to third. Hancock now at second. It's now 2 ducks in scoring position for Jack Fleming. Had a double last time we saw him and also came around to score. He was the leadoff man back in the 5th inning. This is his first time seeing Dolphinmeyer, and the infield will play in for Lynchburg. First pitch swinging. Loft to the left center. Ranging over. Atkins will make the grab. He's got the best arm of any of the outfielders for Lynchburg, but the throw to the plate, not in time. Small ball execution at its finest for Birmingham-Southern. A sack bunt moves Best to third, and then he scores on the sacrifice fly to center from Jack Fleming, his first RBI of the day, and it's now a 9-2 Panthers lead. Holding at second is Hancock, as Fleming has RBI number 54 of his season, and as the next 3 guys in the lineup card are all right-handed bats. Looks like Lynchburg is going to make a change. This will bring an end to the day for Adam Dolphinmeyer. We'll step aside and come back and tell you about the new arm for the Hornets. Lynchburg making a change all around, and Lynchburg trails 9-2 against Birmingham-Southern.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Travis Shoemate comes out of the bullpen for Lynchburg. This will be appearance number 18. It's a 1-1 record for the junior through 19 2/3 innings thrown. 15 strikeouts to 3 walks and a 3.66 ERA. Shoemate starts his afternoon by taking on Alfredo Grenier. Shortstop 1 for 2, laid down the first of 2 sacrifices put on the field today by Birmingham-Southern. Shoemate misses on the first pitch. He throws. The line not final for Adam Doffelmeyer, but that stands right now at looks like a line of code. 1 inning tossed, 1 hit, 1 run, it's earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. But he is responsible for Hancock at second, so he is potentially in line for a second earned run added to that line. 1-0. In on the hands, fought to left, down in front of Webster, and it will be a second earned run charge to Doffelmeyer, and that will complete his line. RBI single. Second ribby of the afternoon for Alfredo Grenier. Makes it 10-2 Birmingham-Southern. Now 14 RBIs this season for Grenier. He's now on at first. With Brian Williams returning to the plate, 2 for 3. Had an RBI triple last time we saw him. Williams gave me the day, hitting .333 on the season. First team all SAA. Watches the 1-0 miss downstairs. Hitters count 2-0. Grenier 0 for 1 on stolen base attempts, plus 2 down in the inning. Had a very large lead off the bag at first. Focus for Shoemate likely on Williams regardless. Fastball and a called strike 1. Two more runs across. It's a 10-0 Panthers run from the third inning to where we are now. Back to the fastball. Miss outside. Count grows 3 balls, 1 strike. 10-2 your score here. 10-2 was the final verdict yesterday in the win for Birmingham-Southern in the opening game of the Lynchburg Regional. Taking down Earlham, who then lost to Salve Regina earlier today. See their season come to its conclusion. Speaking of Salve Regina, they will take on the loser of this contest. If the score stands, it'll be Lynchburg and Salve Regina for the second time in as many days. That game will come to you right around 45 minutes or so after the conclusion of this contest. Birmingham-Southern certainly in the driver's seat. 3-2 count for Williams. Runner in motion. The payoff pitch is fouled off up the right field line. We'll do it again at 3-2. Another fastball. Once again, Williams fights it away. Battle will continue if Williams reaches. Will Lantis is on deck. Into the hands of Williams. Flared to right. Bloop single is down. Third hit of the day for Brian Williams. Moving all the way up to third as Alfredo Grenier runs to the corners. And inning number 6 will be extended. 2 away for Will Lantis, who's gone 1 for 3 today. But what he's done defensively has made a huge impact. We'll show you this grab Lantis made to retire Cam Lane back in the 5th inning. Full effort, full extension. Lantis with a web gem. And it came after Carson Atkins drew a leadoff walk. If that gets down, you wonder what might come of it for Lynchburg. Did the Hornets capture momentum? Did they start a rally? Does it take away some of the steam that Birmingham-Southern's built up in this 10-0 run? All fair ifs to ask. But it's a 1-0 count for Lantis. Sends a chopper to short. Collins picks it up. Will make the short throw to second. 6-4, fielder's choice. Good for out number 3. A runner left on, but 2 more runs tacked on by Birmingham-Southern's red-hot offense. 10-2, Panthers lead the Hornets as we head to the top of the 7th inning.
Look what you're missing. It really don't matter to me. I'm just happy to be here. I might go crazy.
It'll be Gavin Collins, Olden Fiedler, and Carson Atkins coming to the plate as we get set for the 7th inning of action between Lynchburg and Birmingham-Southern. Hornets trail at the hands of the Panthers 10-2. Collins back to the plate, yet to be retired, 1 for 1 with an RBI single, also drawn a walk. Preston Jenkins remains on the mound for Birmingham-Southern, delivers a first pitch strike. And doesn't appear to be any bullpen activity for Birmingham-Southern. So this may well be Preston's game, or excuse me, Jenkins' game the rest of the way. 0-1. Appeal up the first base line. They'll say Collins checked his swing. One misses outside. It's 6 in a row retired by Jenkins. Couple strikeouts. Pop out to short from O'Donovan, and then 3 more fly ball outs recorded by the Panther reliever. fires the 2-1. Has a chance to get his first ground ball out now. Grenier from short makes the throw to first. And Jenkins does indeed have his first ground ball out. 6-3, Collins down for out number 1. Speaking of groundouts, Fiedler 0 for 2 with a pair. 5-3, back in the second, then actually lined into a double play in the fourth. Sent it right to the shortstop, Grenier. Venturing too far off the bag at second was Alvanos, and Grenier shovel toss to the bag and capped off the inning-ending double play. Second turn today by the Panthers. Their 39th of the season. And Lynchburg looking for their first hit since all the way back in the third. One out base knock from Garrett Jackson, who didn't stay on the base path long as Avery Neves hit into a double play the very next pitch. Now 1-1 for Fiedler. Sent towards right center and down for a base knock. 7 in a row retired comes to a close. First man to reach against Jenkins. And the first hit of the day for Fiedler. 1-on-1 down for Carson Atkins, who has struck out as well as drawn a walk. Not an overly large lead for Fiedler over at first. It's the fastball, pump past Atkins, and the count now 0-2. Pitcher's count 0-2, elevated fastball, and Atkins goes down. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Strikeout number 3 for Preston Jenkins, and it's out number 2 to the top of the 7th. See Coach Lucas Jones up the third base line. Offense has been quiet, just 4 hits to where we are now. And 2 unearned runs. 6 consecutive zeros potentially put together by the Birmingham-Southern pitching staff. 1 out away from being able to say that. Lane 0 for 3, 2 flyouts to left. Also grounded out to first. Just another fly ball out towards left field. Working towards the line. Lantis will make the grab for out number 3. Fiedler left on at first. Lane now 0 for 4, and it is indeed 6 consecutive scoreless chances for Lynchburg. We're stretching in Lynchburg, Virginia. And when we come back, we'll bring you the bottom of the 7th and the top of the lineup coming to the plate for the Panthers.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Time to announce our flex cam moment of the game, and it comes courtesy of Noah Best. Back in the bottom of the third, 3-run shot. One of 4 hits this afternoon for the Panthers' first baseman. He's a triple short of the cycle in this 3-run shot. Provided 3 of the 4 RBIs on his afternoon, and a big spark. All a part of a 5-run bottom of the third put together by the Panthers. And all told, a 10-0 run for Birmingham-Southern. Has them out in front of Lynchburg 10-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Fun afternoon for baseball. We're not done yet. After this game comes to its conclusion, we'll have Salve Regina taking on the loser of this contest. The score holds. It'll be Lynchburg and Salve Regina seeing each other for the second time in as many days after those two teams went toe-to-toe yesterday afternoon. New pitcher on the mound for Lynchburg. It's Angel Collazo taking over for Travis Shumate. Collazo becomes third left-hander and 5th pitcher overall for Lynchburg. Junior, hailing from Cary, North Carolina. Has appearance number 11 of the season. It's been 7 1/3 innings thrown so far. 8 strikeouts to 4 walks. Strikeout per 9, just under 10. It's a 3.68 ERA. And Collazo will start his day against left-handed hitting second baseman Andrew Dutton. Dutton's gone 2 for 4. Singled in an RBI double his last 2 times at the plate. The line is final for Travis Shumate. 1/3 of an inning toss, 2 hits given up. No runs, no walks, and no strikeouts to the 3 batters faced for Shumate. 1-0. Collazo pulls the string and moves the count to 1-1. Birmingham-Southern looking to make it runs across and 4 consecutive chances. The offense has been alive and it's been consistent. 5 in the 3rd, 1 more in the 4th, 2 in the 5th and 6th. And it comes against the Lynchburg pitching staff with an ERA at 3.87 and opponent batting average at 247. It's a good pitching group for Lynchburg, and Collazo has the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for the Hornets staff. Backwards K. Dutton down for out number 1. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. Stedman 2 for 3 in this game, also drawn a walk. 2 hits showing yesterday as well, including a 2-run home run in his last AB. Back to the breaking ball. Collazo hits the corner this time. After Stedman, it'll be Noah Best, who we just highlighted in our flex cam. 4 for 4 day so far for Best. 16 hits as a team as well for Birmingham-Southern. Fastball in on the hands of Stedman. Fouled away. Pitchers count now at 1-2. One-two. Coats the outside corner. Back-to-back backwards K for Angel Collazo. Just like that, there's 2 away. Home half the 7th, and the Panthers in jeopardy of being held out of the scoring columns for the first time since the 2nd. Noah Best. Looking to prolong the inning. First pitch swinging. Rolls one to Alvenos. The throw to first is in time for out number 3. First time Best has been set down today, and Angel Collazo tosses a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 7th inning to keep it 10-2 score as we step aside, come back. Top of the 8th inning, Logan Webster, Garrett Jackson, and Avery Neves step to the plate for the Hornets.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Salve Regina waits on. See who they'll take on 45 minutes or so after the conclusion of this clash between Lynchburg and Birmingham-Southern. If the score holds, it'll be Hornets versus the Seahawks. That game coming to you again about 45 minutes or so after this game reaches its final verdict. But Lynchburg don't want to close the door on themselves just yet. Logan Webster lead things off 2-3-4 coming to plate for the Hornets. Webster looking for his first hit of the day. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. And again, it's still Preston Jenkins on the mound for the Panthers. Second time he's gone toe-to-toe against Webster. Freshman left fielder went down on strikes the first time. These two went juxtaposed, and overall Webster 0 for 3 with a flyout, groundout, and a strikeout looking. And those are the next two guys in the lineup card. Garrett Jackson, Avery Deves. A couple of all-conference honorees due up next. 1-1. Misses outside. Jenkins did surrender his first base runner. Last inning he tossed. One out single to Holden Fiedler, but minimum +1. All that Lynchburg could muster against Jenkins. Moves the count to 2-2 after delivering a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Chance to corral strikeout number 3. Two nicked into the glove of Fleming, who holds on, and Webster down on strikes for the second consecutive AB, and both come against Jenkins. Third punch out of the day for the right-handed reliever. And there's now one down to the 8th. Hornets down to potentially their final 5 outs of the game. Jackson gone 1 for 3. Also reached on an error. That came with 2 away back in the first and opened up the opportunity for Lynchburg to score the 2 unearned runs. And that's all that the Hornets have been able to mount so far. Oh, 1. Breaking ball falls off the outside corner. Jenkins skips the fastball across the dish. 2-1 now. It's now 3 1/3 thrown this afternoon by Jenkins, which marks a new season high for longest outing. Previously, February 19th, 3 innings thrown against Trinity. Jackson lofts one to center, working back towards the track. McNearney there to make the catch, and there's 2 away. Of course, Baker James Stadium, home of the single-A affiliate for the Cleveland Guardians, the Lynchburg Hillcats. It's a bigger ballpark than most college fields. You felt it in this contest for Lynchburg. There's been some loud contact, especially from Garrett Jackson. A couple of flouts each of the last 2 times he's come to the plate. Alvanos, loud out number 3 to end the top of the 6th. Not that Lynchburg has been completely devoid of barrels finding baseballs. It's just a big yard. The Panthers have been able to cover the necessary territory. 4 in a row retired by Jenkins, looking for 5th straight. Better have to come against Avery Neves. Neves 0 for 2. Drew a walk, came around to score in the first. Former All-American Lucas Jones up the third base line. Looking to see a late spark from his offense, especially if you consider the Hornets lose this game. They have 40 minutes to get right back out there. So what you see late in this game is certainly something that can carry over in a potential matchup against Salve Regina. 2-1. Sky to center. McNearney races back to the wall. It glides off the top of the fly LYH banner. And it's a 2-out double for Avery Neves. Just the 5th hit of the game for Lynchburg. The first for Avery Neves. And it'll bring Riley O'Donovan to the play, looking for his 2nd RBI of the contest. O'Donovan watches the first pitch down to the dirt. The East with 2 away. Likely scoring a hit to the outfield as you see some local inhabitants, if you will, populating center field. Now 1-1 count. O'Donovan takes the pitch on the outside corner. Panthers defense plays straight away. Breaking ball sent to left field. Can of corn. Will Lantis will get to it and hold on for out number 3. Neves has his 2-out double. Go by the wayside. He's stranded at second base. We're through 7.5 when we're going to step aside and come back. Bottom of the 8th, middle of the order. Coming to the plate for Birmingham-Southern. Panthers lead the Hornets 10-2.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school. It's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Angel Collazo retakes him out for Lynchburg, looking to keep it 10-2 and make it back-to-back scoreless innings of work. Collazo faced the minimum. In the 7th, pair of backwards Ks against Andrew Dutton and Cole Stedman, and then got Noah Best to ground out in the first pitch he saw. To start the home half of the 8th, pitch hits on the inside corner to the DH Ian Hancock. 0 for 3, drew a walk, came around to score in his last plate appearance. 0-1. Lofted to the left. Neves. Make that Webster. Or correction, that is actually Avery Neves in left field. Some defensive changes for the Hornets. Avery Neves, as you can tell, out in left field. And at first base is Josh Jorman. Has not played yet this weekend due to some continued ailments from the ODAC tournament. He got hurt in the opening game of that weekend, that 15-3 loss to Roanoke. Jorman came up a little gimpy and ultimately played the next day against Bridgewater, but was not playing at 100%. That's the only change that I see at the moment. As there's Jorman over at first. Breaking ball, nicked into the glove of the new catcher, Eric Hyatt. So there are some other changes. Eric Hyatt is now behind the plate for Lynchburg. And also I want to note Logan Webster moved from left to play second, or play right. All over the place now. 1-1. Cut on and fouled away. One-two count. Collazo looking for punch out number 3. Breaking ball. Just misses. 2-2 now. Breaking pitch. Up and inside. 3-2 the count. After McNearney, it'll be Jack Fleming. This is actually not McNearney. This is Eli Stedman. Rolls one to second. Ty Gravitt, a new second baseman, has a hard time picking it up initially, then ultimately makes the throw just in time for out number 2. Correction. Not Gravitt. Normally, who Lynchburg will use as a backup second baseman. This is Ryan Long. He actually began the year as the starting shortstop. Gets an opportunity to showcase what he's got today at second. And retires Eli Stedman. Apologies for my late announcements of those changes. There was nothing said over the PA, so I didn't have any heads up either. So not the only one maybe finding out a little late. 0-1 count. And this is another pinch hitter. Not Jack Fleming. Instead, Lawson Gentry. Senior gets a chance to swing it here in the 8th and has the fastball cut on and missed. Make it 0-2. So Gentry hits for Fleming. That ends the day for the Birmingham-Southern catcher, starting catcher. Gentry likely fills in for that exact same spot. Sends this up the middle and under the glove of Gavin Collins. Austin Gentry on at first and prologues the 8th, and our regularly scheduled hitter Alfredo Grenier will hit in this spot. Grenier, a couple of RBI singles today. And pitching change is going to be made for Lynchburg. Ends the day for Collazo. We'll take a break and come back, tell you about the new arm for Lynchburg. 10-2 your score. Birmingham-Southern out in front of the Hornets.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and forge fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season. The confetti is going to fall.
There she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
Baylor Cumbie answers the call from the Lynchburg bullpen. And he'll go toe-to-toe with Alfredo Grenier, looking for the final out to the inning. On at first is Austin Gentry. After the second error of the game from the Lynchburg defense, it's charged to Gavin Collins. But for Cumbie, fifth appearance. He's thrown 2 1/3 so far this season. 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. ERA at 19.29. 2 down, 1 on. Grenier wants the first pitch he gets outside. RBI singles for the Panther shortstop in the third as well as the sixth to mount together a 2 for 3 showing this afternoon. One 0 misses outside. Line not final for Collazo. He's responsible for the runner at first, but an impressive inning at 2/3. No hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. As it currently stands, no earned runs. No runs general against the line of Collazo. 2-1. Drops downstairs and off the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. After Grenier, if he were to reach, Brian Williams is in the on-deck circle. (3-1) laced to center. Ethan Morosky with a beat on it makes the catch for out number 3. An error puts Austin Gentry on, but he's then stranded at first. We step aside and come back with the top of the 9th. Lynchburg down to their final 3 outs. It'll be 6, 7, 8 coming to the plate.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
Diving in college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone gonna become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
Top of the 9th inning, Birmingham-Southern looking to close it down. Panthers currently lead the Lynchburg Hornets 10-2. Preston Jenkins stays out on the mound. Handful of defensive changes, though, to catch you up on for Birmingham-Southern. Out in left field is Eli Stedman. We saw him pinch hit last half inning. Now in center field is Luke DiPiero. I've not seen him at the plate, but he takes over at center for McNearney. And Will Lantis is now at second, coming in from left. But it does appear the rest of the defense stays the same. Pinch hitter really results as a defensive sub, Ryan Long. A 1-for-1 swamp with P.J. Alvanos. And Long now trails the count 0-2. First time seeing Long this weekend. Enters with 145 average on the season. 10 hits through 69 ABs. Has 1 home run. The 1-2. Misses off the outside corner. Two-two's popped up. It's going to stay in the infield. Brian Williams coming over from third, calls for it and makes the grab for out number 1. Last defensive change I wanted to catch you up on. Austin Gentry is the catcher. We saw him pinch hit for Jack Fleming, but Gentry is indeed a 1-for-1 swap. He is now the catcher for Preston Jenkins. It's all that out of the way. 1 down, Gavin Collins returns to the plate. 1 for 2, also drawn a walk. The hit drove in a run back in the first. (1-0) count to start for the reigning ODAC Rookie of the Year. Sophomore season got out to a slower start, but the numbers started to pick up. As both the temperature got hotter, his bat did as well. 1-1 count now. Heater misses high. Birmingham-Southern playing straight away. It was the 2-1. Shot to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, assuming the score will hold, it'll be Lynchburg and Salve Regina playing Game 5 in the Lynchburg Regional, with the winner presumably taking on Birmingham-Southern tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. 2-2. Waved at a missed. Strikeout number 4 for Preston Jenkins. And it's good for out number 2. It moves Lynchburg down to their final out in the contest, and it's Eric Hyatt coming to the plate, hitting the place of Holden Feeler with 1 for 3. Hyatt, first at bat of the tournament, hitting .400, 6 hits through 15 ABs. Has to do it on a bigger scale this afternoon. Fastball misses high. And how about Birmingham-Southern able to get through this game using just 2 arms? Carter Tynes threw his 4+, and it's now 4 2/3 worth of work. By far a season-long appearance for Jenkins, and he still looks good. This likely makes Jenkins, I'll correct that, certainly makes Jenkins unavailable for tomorrow, but pretty much the entire bullpen available for tomorrow's contest, because even going to the win yesterday. You had 6+ thrown by Joey White. Only 2 innings from Connor Adams, another freshman. He looked really good. He is totally live to be used tomorrow. And then Troy Bairden threw 1 inning in the win against Earlham. So 5 arms to be used through 2 games. Bullpen management has been a big strength for the Panthers, and it sets them up well tomorrow. Two on above the letters. Count swells, 3 balls, 1 strike. After Hyatt, it'll be Ethan Morotsky, a defensive sub, getting a chance to swing it. Three-1 offering, driven up the middle and into center field. Eric Hyatt continues to swing a productive bat, and he's on at first with 2 away. And we will get to see Ethan Morotsky come to the plate. First time seeing Morotsky hit this weekend, and if he reaches another first-time appearance, would follow suit. It'd be Josh Dorman getting his first at-bat in the regional. But focusing on Morotsky, an impressive sophomore when we have gotten to see him. Just a 182 average. Does a lot of little things right. Also just a high character. Brings about the personality you want to work with. And today becomes game number 19 of the season for Morotsky. 0-1. It's high and tight. Count evened up, 1-1. Another close miss from Jenkins. Trying to nibble on the corners. Falls behind to Morotsky. Birmingham-Southern not holding on. Eric Hyatt at first. Slow chopper sent to short, picked up by Grenier. The throw on the run in time. Morotsky becomes out number 3, and that brings a close to this one. Birmingham-Southern 10-2 win over Lynchburg in a battle between 2 of the top 11 teams in the country. It's now 3 consecutive wins for the Panthers over the Hornets. And it's now 2 wins, 10-2 final scores for Birmingham-Southern, and the Panthers will play in the Lynchburg Regional Championship game tomorrow at 11 o'clock. They await to see who they'll match up against, as Lynchburg, falling short, will take on Salve Regina for the second time in as many days. That game will come to you in approximately 40 to 45 minutes. And the winner of that contest will take on Birmingham-Southern tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Still a lot left to be decided in our Lynchburg regional bracket, so hope to have you stick with us for Game 3 this evening. But for Game 2, 10-2 final score. Birmingham-Southern picks up another win against Lynchburg, the 4th in the 7 all-time meetings between the 2 sides. We step aside, and when we come back, we'll bring you Game 3 of our Day 2 showing of the Lynchburg Regional, all a part of the NCAA tournament.